Okay, on my way to get Anthony. Whew, it's hot in here, guys. We're summer. We're almost in summer. Whoa, wait. Not even spring. I think it's gonna pass by spring. It's hot. But we had a beautiful winter, so I don't mind the summer. I do not mind it. Okay, he called me in there, and sorry to interrupt, but he's gonna work a little longer. So I'm like, just told me when I was at the house, so I can wait there. But I'm driving over there right now. It's okay. As a determined young man, it's commendable that he's that way. Some people are ready. They're like, hey, I'm ready to get off now. But he's determined to make some good hours and everything. Even though he is, he's going to start school too soon. I want them to get a little bit more training, so that way they can, not a long training. I want them to get done so they can get a pretty good amount of money and not have to work so hard or so many hours because we got the ministry. And, that takes precedent over. But you do need to make a living, of course. So, anyways, I'm heading over there anyways. I'll probably be a little bit early. I would have just waited for a few more minutes, but I got to get back too because I got quite a few other things to do. Kind of got a slow start today. The wind is just so loud. You can barely hear me talk anyway, so I'll roll the front windows back up. But I'm excited for the spring. Summer, I'm kind of excited because, of course, we can hit the beaches, and when you get to the beach, it's not as hot. It's actually a little more cooler, and so you're like, man, you got to go on a pretty warm day. Don't go in the evening unless you're planning on doing the fire, like marshmallows or whatever, because I think Santa Monica has the pit. I'm not positive, either there or Newport. But anyways, one of those beaches. But if you want to go and get in the water, you've got to go in the morning and stay to the afternoon because it gets cold in the evening. Believe me, you're not going to want to get in the water. And my kids have gotten in the water in the evening because they don't care. It's like they just want to be in it. But it's better to enjoy it more if you go in the daytime. Put sunscreen on, no matter what race you are, because the sun is going to come up pretty good in the summertime here in California. It gets pretty hot. And this year we'll probably get one of those things that we have a beach umbrella, but it's just, it works for us, it covers pretty good. But I want to get one of those enclosed beach screens, because you can have a little more privacy, and still have the sun shaded when you don't want it on you, have your food or whatever. And it has a bottom to it so you don't get all that sand inside of your food. But anyways, just looking at this guy, he looks kind of, I'm going to lock my doors, but I don't want anybody to feel bad. But I know I have to be safe and sorry, when you're out around these days, these days and ages. Craziness going on, people crazy, and I really mean it. You know it. I mean, times we're living in, last days or whatever. So I'm almost to this job. The breeze feels good. I mean, the car's kind of doing weird stuff. Slowly, we started. I said he wants to take off slowly. But it's been a while since I've had a different car. I literally gave this one to Anthony because he just learned his driving not too long ago, and so he can have have it because, you know, he drives more than me anyway. But I taught him. Let's see, because I know one thing. Okay, let me go up that way a little bit. I forgot. I'm going to be too far away. Oh, there's a car for sale right there, too. They got cars. They always have cars over here for sale. When it's cold, you want to park really close because these boys, you know, young men or whatever, they don't want to wear jackets and they're freezing and hot when they come out. And you're like, okay, you're going to get sick. No, I won't. I'm okay. Okay, so I'm here. Waiting. I'm not gonna really tell him I'm here because then he will leave early if he wants to stay. He said he wants to stay. And when you get here, I'll come out. But anyways, I'll show you. We're here. Sam's Club. You can see it or not. So I will talk to you a little later. There's a little breeze coming. Oh, it feels good. This is California weather right here. It's just awesome. I mean, I lived in hot places. I've lived in cold places. Have you heard it called mug? Some certain people use those words. I learned it from this ex of mine. He called it your mug. This is your face. And he went to jail because they call it mug shot, don't they? But anyways, no, I don't think he ever went to jail. He never really said he did. My daughter made this little thing. It's a little keychain. So anyways, I lived in Illinois before, and it snowed. I mean, really high snow, like inches were tall, like 6 inches or so, or no, more than 6 inches. It was like up to your, almost up to your knees. We'd have to stay home from school. And Sadani, if you're out there, hit me up because that was my buddy right there. She was really nice. She was on base. We lived on base because we were Air Force kids. And anyway, she was my friend back in the day. I mean, we were like elementary school buddies. We were tight. And Cheryl was our friend. Kathy Maxwell, her last name. I can't remember the other. Oh, Sadani Williams. Cheryl, I forgot. McKeithen, I think her name was. Isn't that weird how I remember these people? But that's their name. Okay, if you hear me saying your name and you're watching any of these videos, email me or, you know, inbox me. Write a comment at the bottom because those are my friends right there. I know Cheryl. She was really cool. She had a Barbie set that I wanted because it had the little shoes, the sleepy thing. She let me borrow her doll overnight. We would let each other borrow things overnight. She borrowed mine. And then somebody else, who was it? Kathy? Somebody let me borrow their Thumbelina doll and it moved around. It was like the newborn Thumbelina doll. And then I gave it back to her. But I wanted to keep them so bad. But we had so many toys. My mom, I mean, she got us dolls. At that time, paper dolls were famous. So we had the paper dolls that you can dress up. We had made our own paper dolls where you could cut them out of the paper. We had tons of them. My mom said she had nightmares. We had dolls, all kinds of dolls, different kinds of dolls, Barbies, Malibu Barbies, the ones that get the suntan, and I mean, we had all kinds of our own dolls. I still have some dolls, but they're in my storage that I have, that I like, you know, I like to keep them. But anyways, yeah, we lived in Illinois. It was fun. because the weather, I think our summertime, I think it may have hit like 80, a little more than 80. That was it. That was our summer, and it was hot to us in Illinois. Now I'm pretty sure it's in the hundreds. Like here, it's really gone. I mean, the system is gone to where it gets so hot now. But we went camping on base because we were moving, so that was a fun time. Went camping on base because you clean out your place, and then you got to have them inspect it, and you can't move until inspection time is over. So you have to wait. So instead of going to get a hotel or whatever, we waited on base because we had camping gear. So we made put the tent up. They allowed us to stay there on base in an area, and my dad, he had this little it's a cooker thing, and it's like a outdoor cooker, and he made ham and eggs. Now, when my family, like my mom or my dad or somebody cooked, I'm not a ham person or egg person, but when they cooked it, I would eat it because you're gonna eat it, and I liked it because it was made on some type of little grill thing, and it didn't have the fatty. It kind of like took some of that moisture out of it, and I like that kind of ham that doesn't have all that thick. I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of like moisture. The thing that he cooked it on took that out of it, and so it was good. My dad on the base there, my cousins used to come. They live in Ohio. Willa, Anita, hello. Um, and my cousins from Kentucky, we didn't hardly see them. But my cousins from Ohio, they used to come quite often. And but on the base, my dad, it was really weird because we would end up eating late because we would play baseball. Everybody played baseball over there. Like the groups would get together from all over the different little, because we had like complexes for the base. It was base housing, so everybody would get together and play baseball. And I had a crush on one guy. His name was Heisel. So Heisel, you out there? Too late because you know. But we liked each other at the end. Hold on, let me roll this up because people are coming next to us. But he kind of liked me at the end, and I was so sad, because we were moving, and I was telling you we were moving. But I skipped to another subject, sorry. But anyways, about the camping. We had eggs, ham, cheese. I don't think he made bacon that day. It was like a Canadian bacon, I think, because it wasn't like ham. You know how that thick ham that they have? And, we had these little camping plates and everything. We enjoyed it, spent the night. I didn't mind it. I like stuff like that. My sisters and them, they don't like bugs and stuff like that, so they was okay. My mom, I don't think she really cares for that kind of thing either as much, but I do. I like that. I like camping. I like that kind of thing, you know. Um, and we had a lot of mosquitoes, so we had to have that. It's a can, and I don't know if they make it anymore, but it's called Off, and it smells. It smells really like strong, but that killed kept the mosquitoes off of us. Now they have these little bracelets you can put them on, and it keeps them off of you. But yeah, we played baseball, and there were bumblebees all over the place. Bees, bumblebees, and they hide in the grass. And if you wear barefoot, because we always went barefooted because it was warm, and I was always stepping on bees, and that hurt too. But anyways, the guy that I liked, brother named Shell. If you guys know, I know those are weird names, so I mean not weird, but unusual names. So if you're out there, you know, type a little message. But he stepped on a bee and he cried, and I was like, looked at him like, why is he crying? Because it does hurt, but some people are more sensitive than others. And we used to take walks, around the neighborhood because they were like the neighborhoods were nice. You weren't worried about crime. And then plus my mom and them would, of course they had crime, but my mom and them were following. They'd tell us two or three together. We'd like walk together. And then one time I was barefooted because I was always barefooted, and it didn't matter if it was Arizona or when we were in Arizona it was hot, and I still went barefooted. But in Illinois I was walking barefoot on a nice summer day, which was like a spring day, in other places because it didn't get really hot, like 80, 85 at the latest, at the hottest. And I was walking around and I stepped on a piece of glass, and it was so deep, a deep piece of glass that my foot, I pulled it out, and it was shaped like a U, and I pulled it out. My sister was with me, Terry, and she carried me on her back all the way home, my sweet sister. And my mom fixed it up. It was just really deep, so it wasn't worth just like keep walking. So she had to bring me back home. And then, I mean, it was cool there. We grew up and everything. And then my sister went in the Air Force. I didn't go. I was going to, but I decided to do nursing. And I would go to the base and visit, and she would always hook me up with drinks because she got the tokens. And I mean, that was my partner right there. We would be, but this is before I learned the Bible, and I would be out in clubs with my sister and everything. And when I learned about the Bible, I realized that that's not the atmosphere that, I don't care if you're single or not. It's not an atmosphere for you because people don't appreciate the Bible there. They just go and they're ready to do all kinds of things, smoking, fornication, you name it, different things, drugs. So, those were the days, but they're not the good old days because I did have some crazy days and they weren't really good days. They were like, you didn't know better, so you went out and it was fun dancing and stuff like that. But other than that, the guys coming after you and all that was just outrageous. So, anyways, I used to like to DJ too. Whenever I went out one time, his name is Greg. So, Greg, you're out there, but it's no good anymore because I'm sure they have other lives now, and I do too. But it was just fun. It was fun. He was a nice person. He was not one of those people that were trying to like do something bad to you. We would get in the club, even though we weren't old enough. He would let us in the club and say, "Oh, they're not troublemakers. Let them in," because we didn't have an ID. Oh, this is terrible. Okay, and when we wanted to go to the club, okay, my sister was in the Air Force, so, but was it before? I think it was before she went into the Air Force. I'm not sure, but we weren't old enough because you had to be like 21 because they serve liquor, and so we weren't old enough. So we would just use, okay, one. My sister was old enough, I think, so we would switch off people's IDs. Like either I'd use my sister's and we'd bring somebody else with us that was old enough, and we would go to the different doors because there's two doors you can go to. So I would go in one, and then the other one would use the same ID and go in the other door because we looked close enough. My sister and I we looked really close, the same. So they believed it was me. But man, one time a friend of ours tried to go, and she was not my family, but she looked different, way different. She's like, she got mad because she couldn't get in. They're like, that's not you, and so she had to sit in the car. And then, but we ended up leaving. We spent a little bit of fun, and then we ended up leaving anyways, But we still had our fun. We danced and everything. But those were the days that were not uh, Christian type of living, and I do regret it. I wish I knew more about the Bible at that time because I would have probably had better decisions, was a better person by now. I'm a better person now, but I would have made better decisions as a younger person. And so it's good to listen to, what the Creator says because he looks out for us. He cares for us. He's not trying to hurt us. Just like we wouldn't want our children to be hurt, they watched out for us. The Creator definitely is not going to want us hurt because He made us. He literally made us. So it's good to listen, really, really, please. Just consult your Bible and, you know, your conscience. And it tells you something's bad, it's bad. So, anyways, that was fun in Illinois. I had friends, few of them. I think I had like 4 friends that I really felt close to. And the rest of them, I wasn't going out for the popular person. I just liked certain people because I really didn't like to be around people, actually, literally. I don't like crowds. I don't like, um, I'll go. You know, like if we have get-togethers and stuff, I'll go. But I'm like ready to leave after a certain time because I don't like to be around a lot of people. But it's not that I want to isolate myself or anything, but I just don't like it. You know, some people have certain things. Some people love being around crowds. I have a son that he loves to be around people. Like most of my kids, they like being around people. You know, they like being around crowds and stuff like that. I don't think I have anyone in there that is like me because I used to like the kids even when I was younger. I've been like that. My mom would be like making dinner, and she'd say, "Well, you want to help with the potatoes?" And I'm like, "Sure." I'd rather help her with potatoes than go and play tag or go play baseball or whatever. This is not in Illinois. Illinois, I played baseball, but this is when we moved back to Arizona because, of course, my dad was in the service, and then he decided to retire in Arizona, and so we moved there. They'd go play hide and seek and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to play. I really didn't want to. Wasn't that I'm like missing out on something? Oh man, you're just boring. No, I didn't want to. I like to be around my mom, and I even played hooky one time because I wanted to stay home and I want my mom. You know, she made me soup that day and gave me 7 Up. I just love being home with my mom. And another thing, I hated having a sore throat. I don't know anybody who loves a sore throat because you can't drink anything or anything. But my mom would crush up the ice. My dad had got this crushed ice maker because they had drinks. You know, they had blender and they used to make these alcoholic drinks for themselves. And my dad would make us like a small little cup like this, but he wouldn't put the alcohol in it. And what else? Yeah, but my mom made me crush the ice and she put the 7 Up in there. And I mean, I just remember being home and I was like, I didn't play hooky the next day or any other time. I just did it one time because I just felt like that day I wanted to be home. And I stayed home and she probably knew I wasn't sick. I don't know if she knew I was sick or not, but she thought I was. And she still, even if she knew I was sick, she didn't act like she did and she just took care of me. And then the next day I went to school. But anyways, that was the days. And um, I was in plays. I was a ballerina. I was in. My brother was in. I think it was Mary Poppins way back then, and he was in a play. We lived in the Philippines too, by the way, Manila. And the lady that I studied with, she was actually it was so funny because we were talking about it, and then she's from Manila too. And what else? We lived in Hawaii for the while we were. My dad was in the service, and we didn't get to go to Thailand because it was, you know, my dad is like it cost a lot, you know, you had to get shots and everything for the kids, and there were 6 of us, so we didn't go there. We stayed in Ohio with my cousins and my grandmother, step grandmother Jones, and Grandpa Jones, and of course they died, but you know my dad died too some years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, I believe, and you know I'll see him in the resurrection. Um, but and I miss him, but I will see him again, and he'll know. You know, he'll know me. He'll find me. I'll find him. But anyways, if I don't die too, you know, if I die, then we'll just both be resurrected and we'll find each other still. So, but anyways, that's it. I'm gonna go so I can uh, call Anthony and see if he's done. But you know, it's good to be out of the world because you're out there, you're doing things, you think it's fun and everything, but you don't know that you could get harmful things happening to you out there, and it's not pleasing to the creator to be not thinking about him and just thinking about yourself and how much fun you want to have. So I'm proud of my family. You know, they're doing well. And anyways, I will talk to you guys soon. And I don't know if I forgot to say something about. Sorry if I forgot to mention anything I was talking about because I went into a reminiscent uh, mode. I was thinking about Illinois because it was fun. Oh, we had a tornado too, boy. We went to the basement and there was a tornado. and we saw it too from the basement. And we had a pool there. My dad got us a pool there. I didn't like the pool because there was the kind that you have the bottom to it, like you have to put the lining and it would crinkle up sometimes, and I didn't want my feet to touch it. Weird, right? But I got in there on my beach ball. Beach ball they had beach balls back then, and you could float on them and hit them, like play volleyball with them. It was fun. So anyways, we will talk to you soon.